Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for tonight's coverage of the Thunderstruck Super Series Jet Designs Modified Series. Tonight, these Modifieds will be taking on Five Flags Speedway for two twin 50-lap features. I'm your announcer for tonight. My name is Atlee Atman Weiss. I know sound a little bit different from the whoever voices normal Wednesday night events. That's Alex Veith. He couldn't make it tonight. Probably celebrating Valentine's Day, so I'm happy to cover for him, happy to do it tonight, and definitely excited to call this Modified Series because Modifieds are one of, if not my favorite short track cars in real life and here on the iRacing platform, so I'm glad I get to announce a race because it's been a minute since I've announced a Modified race. But yeah, excited to call every second of tonight's heart-pumping short track racing action. Last week, we were at the very small Slinger Speedway for our two 50-lap features. Winner feature number one was Kieran Church. He led 29 of the 50 laps, won the race from the pole. Jacob Boehm finished second. He led 6 laps. Third was Davy Jones. He led 2. Finishing fourth was Josh Oswald. He led 4 laps. Rounding out your top 5, that was Chuck Phelps. And then other lap leader was Tyler Rice. He led 2 laps but wound up in 9th. Then we had our second feature at Slinger, and Rick Rube ended up getting the race win. He led 35 of the 50 laps. He started on the pole. Finishing second was Josh Oswald. He led 3 laps. Third was Tyler Rice. Finishing fourth was Kieran Church. He led 4 laps. And rounding out your top 5, that was Davy Jones. The only other lap leader was Mike Veith, who led 1 lap. And so, coming into tonight's event, here's how points are looking. Josh Oswald is your point standings leader. He has 613 points, and he's got himself a very comfortable 71-point lead over second place Rick Rube. I mean, he's got this championship all but locked up as we come into the final 2 races of the season. I guess 4 for this series because of the fact that we have 2 twins. Third in points, that's Tyler Rice. Fourth is Matt Telder. And rounding out your top 5 in points, 105 points back from Josh, that is Kieran Church. I want to give a big thank you to our series sponsor, Jet Designs, for all that they do for this league. Tired of staring at the same old paint job in iRacing? Spice up your ride and stand out from the competition with stunning designs from Jet Designs. Jet Designs is passionate about creating eye-catching, high-quality paints and wraps that turn your virtual car into a masterpiece. Whether you crave a sleek and professional look, a vibrant and eye-popping design, or anything in between, Jet Designs has you covered. And Jet Designs, it is set apart from your ordinary iRacing paint and wrap company. Starting at just $15 per car, you can transform your ride without breaking the bank. Every design is meticulously crafted with attention to detail, ensuring that your car looks sharp and polished. Also, starting at $20, you can add an extra layer of realism with a custom spec map that brings your paint job to life. And you can browse their ever-growing library of hundreds of unique designs or commission a completely custom paint job tailored to your vision. And paints from Jet Designs are compatible with trading paint, so getting them in your car is quick and easy. Don't settle for ordinary. Drive bold, drive different, drive with Jet Designs. And you can check out their Facebook page at Jet Designs to get a quote for an awesome paint job today. And I put the link to Jet Designs in the description. So thank you so much to Jet Designs for sponsoring this modified series as practice wraps up with Josh the Jet on the top of the board. All right, qualifying underway here. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time, and that will determine where they will start in the feature event. There's Mike Veith on track. We got Dave Jones, the man from Tampa, Florida, looking to get it done. We've got the Griftos, or William Griffith, heading through 3 and 4, getting ready to start his first lap. And there he is, your point standings leader, Josh the Jet Oswald, man from Laurie Station, Pennsylvania, heads out onto the track. Trying to see what he can turn. And Mike Veith is to the top of the board with a 15.51. That puts him 400ths ahead of Dave Jones. And it's William Griffith to the top of the board with a 15.34. That puts him about 0.2 ahead of Mike. Dave Jones third. Kieran Church heading out onto the track, trying to see what time he can turn. See Josh Oswald able to get to second with a 15.41. That puts him 600ths off of William Griffith. And as I say that, Rick Rubin's to second. Getting a little bit closer than Josh did, 15.37. Rick Rube only 300ths off of William Griffith. Kieran Church, what a lap. To the top of the board with a 15.29. Puts him 500ths ahead of William Griffith. 700ths ahead of Rick Rube. Matt Teller on track. Let's see what he can turn. Off of 4. About to complete lap number 2. Oh, he tags the outside wall. But still able to complete a lap. 15.34 puts him 800ths off of Kieran Church. So there we go. The field is set. Oh, we still have one more guy that needs to turn a lap. It's Chuck Pegleg Feltz. Let's talk about the track that we are racing at tonight. Five Flags Speedway, a half-mile paved oval, opened in 1953. Five Flags Speedway takes its name from its proximity to Pensacola, Florida, which is known as the City of Five Flags. The racetrack is one of the fastest short tracks in America, thanks to its 15-degree banking and its wide turns that give the track a nearly circular configuration. 15 degrees banking, so pretty decent banking here. 9 degrees banking on the straightaways, opened in 1954, known as America's favorite home track. And it's, half mile, Pensacola, Florida. Definitely a fun track here on iRacing. I always enjoy racing here. And let's talk about the cars that we are running in tonight. These are some of the most unique short track cars that you'll find, with over 600 horsepower and a OEM cast iron V8. The modifieds lay power and acceleration to the track faster than a NASCAR Xfinity car can. Using Hoosier Racing tires as its main tire supply, the Whelen modified showcase power and speed like no other open wheel race car. It's a cross between a sprint car and a dragster, features quick acceleration and better handling abilities. With the series starting off in 1985 as the Winston Modified Tour and later the Featherlight Modified Tour, it has its roots all the way back to the late 1940s. While going to many short tracks on its calendar, it does go to a few speedway tracks to show the fans that its speed and acceleration are no laughing matter. If you've not seen a modified race in person, you need to try to find a way to check one out, because as they say, they are literally tackling this racetrack. Open wheel cars, door to door, 600 horsepower in the grace of God are keeping everything straight on the racetrack. Definitely had the privilege to check out a few Whelen Modified Tour races at my home track of Langley Speedway. And that's, they fly, they're loud, they're awesome, they sound amazing, and they fly around the racetrack. If you can't see a modified race in person, go to Flow Racing. Check out some of the modified races they have on there. All right. We are gridding for our first feature. Starting on the pole with a 15.249. That's Velocity Motorsports' Kieran Church in the 22. Second, Matt Telder in the 1. Third is the 12 Reaper Racing driver of William the Griffdozer Griffith. Fourth is Rick Rube. Rounding at your top 5, that is Velocity Motorsports' Josh Oswald in the 17. Sixth is the 67 Dark Horse Motorsports driver Mike Veith. 7th is Velocity Motorsports' Dave Jones in the 11. And last but not least, in 8th, that is the 75 Poman and Big Fish Motorsports driver of Chuck Pegleg Phelps. So here we go. Feature number 1 is underway. And starting lineup is determined by qualifying 50 laps. And then the top 7 finishing results from this race, it's going to be inverted. And so whoever finished 7th will start on the pole. Whoever finished as first will start in 7th. It's basically what an invert is. Produces some good racing. Blake Hutchinson, you can flip the grid where the inside is on the left in SDK. I did not know that. Might have to try to find a way to change that. Thank you for letting me know. And green flag is in the air. Your modified feature number 1 is underway. Kieran Church able to clear Matt Telder as they head into 1 and 2. Telder tucks in line. Oh, hard crash on the backstretch. Caution flag is in the air after just 1 lap. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the wreckage replay to see exactly what happened. And here we are. We're watching Rick Rube. Oh my goodness. And yeah, because these cars are open wheel, they get damaged so easily because those tires are much more exposed compared to the late models and the street stocks. So we see getting squirrely on the bottom. We see William Griffith just caught that apron, got the car upset, and he goes up the track. And we see that right front tire just smashes into the outside wall. Josh Oswald goes around. Looks like somebody else gets a piece of the 12. Man. Not the way that some of those guys want to start off their race. Blake Hutchinson said junked him. Yeah, that was rough. That right front tire, or that right front, spindle of that 81 machine completely bent. But looks like he came into the pits, got a fast repair, back on track. Albeit a lap down. See William Griffith, Dave Jones, Josh Oswald also down in the pits. And already they are hoping that we can get that second feature as quickly as possible. So here we go. Matt Telder gonna be on that outside. Kieran Church on his inside. Then in third, that's Mike V. Fourth, Chuck Phelps. Rounding at your top 5, Dave Jones. Your top 4, all the drivers that were not involved in that incident. Rick Rube, Oswald, laps down. Pace cars in. Green flag is back in the air, and Kieran Church is up to the gears, leading the field into 1 and 2. See Matt Telder tucks in line into second, Mike Veith into third, and now we see Church trying to reel in that 22 machine. As he's right there on the back bumper, up off of turn number 4. He's got a nice run. Trying to find a way underneath him, looking to see where Church is exposing that bottom. And then that's where he's going to want to pounce. With these, oh, he's able to get underneath them into 1 and 2. They're door to door. Telder with the nose off of turn number 2. There's a nice run off, and he clears them. Matt Telder into the race lead. Church is now in second. Mike Veith, fastest lap time of the race, he is in third. And with these modifieds, because of the fact that they are open wheel, you have to be so careful making passes, because one wrong move, one false move, that's going to damage some of the valuable parts and pieces on your modified. just in the fact that a lot of, yeah, very important, very valuable stuff. Oh my gosh! Mike Veith, loose off of turn number, oh no. Second caution of the race is out. That was Mike Veith there. Let's see what happened. Here he is coming off of turn number 2, trying to reel in your top 2. Takes it into 3 and 4. And oh, same thing happened that we saw to William Griffith. He just clips that apron, and that car just gets very upset. He tries to save it, but he's not able to, and he jerks to the right into that outside wall. Hard damage to the left front. Dave Jones, William Griffith both involved there. This has been a rough race so far. And because of the fact that these drivers aren't running on that apron much, a lot of marbles, a lot of junk built up down there, when those left side tires clip it, that's going to get your car upset, and sometimes it can be to your advantage. If your car is tight, you get those left side tires on that apron, give you a little bit of rotation. But in that case, he got a little bit too much down there, got too much in the junk, and it sent him around. We see everybody back on the lead lap. So everybody still with a chance to win this race. We'll see who can get it done. Lights on the pace car are off. We're getting ready to go back green here. Matt Telder restarting on the bottom. Kieran Church on the top. Then it's Rick Rube, Josh Oswald, and Chuck Pegleg Feltz making up your top 5. Green flag is back in the air. Matt Telder leads the field into 1 and 2. Kieran Church tucks in line into second. He's actually right on the right rear of that number 1. Trying to keep it on his outside, try to keep it there and competitive. And we haven't seen a pass on the outside yet, but it could be done. iRacing, very good recent update to the fact that you can make that outside work more. And yeah, we're seeing Kieran Church do a great job running up there. He's on that right rear of the 1 still. But he's officially cleared him, and now Rick Rube underneath Kieran. And he loses that 3rd spot, so the floodgates open for the 22. Goes from 2nd to 4th. See Rick Rube up to 2nd now. Josh Oswald to 3rd. Rick Rube setting his sights, and we got a caution out. 3rd caution of the race. See what happened here. Looks like Mike Veith's rough race continues. Got Griffith on his right rear heading into 3 and 4. And it looks like coming off the corner. Veith just pushes up into the 12, sending Griffith and Veith hard into the outside wall. Hard damage to the right front of William Griffith. Oh, a little bit of air time there for the 12. Ouch. This has been a rough race so far. A lot of drivers with battle wounds and scars. There's not going to be a driver left at the end of this race without some sort of damage. I mean, pretty much Matt Telder and Kiernan Church and Chuck Feltz, I mean, they're pretty much the only drivers without a nick or a scratch thus far. It's been smooth sailing ever since taking the lead for Matt Telder. Looking to try to get it done tonight. Matt Telder has gotten it done this season. He's gotten a few wins. So just looking at another one to his resume tonight. Here we go. Lights on the pace car off, getting ready to go back green. As we take the green flag, we're going to be officially a quarter of the way through this race. Telder restarting on the bottom, Rube on the top. Behind them, that's Josh Oswald, Kiernan Church, and Chuck Feltz. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. Matt Telder leads the field to the start-finish line. Rick Rube, Josh Oswald, door-to-door through 1 and 2. Oswald with the nose up off the corner, trying to clear him, but Rick Rube holding his own on that outside lane, keeping it on that right rear, but Oswald up off of turn number 4, able to clear that 81, and he works his way up into second. Now Oswald, big mover in this race. He started in the 5th place position, and he has gotten up into second now. Now Josh setting his sights on your leader, Matt Telder. So Josh just ran his personal best lap time of the race, 15.31. That was about 0.05 faster than Telder. So Josh Oswald getting closer and closer to the back bumper of that one bit by bit, trying to narrow that gap. And he's also waiting to see that number 1 make a mistake, looking to see him slip up. And what Telder has to do is he has to stay smooth, stay consistent, so that he doesn't give Oswald the mistake that he so desperately wants and needs. Getting closer. Nice run off of 2 for Oswald. Being very patient as he tries to set up this pass. This is probably the longest green flag run we've had all race. Seen 3 cautions so far and 19 laps. So it looks like everybody's like, hey, I want a car by the end of this race. Let's keep it a little bit clean. I'm sure they're talking about it in the voice chat. Just saying, hey guys, probably need to clean things up a little bit. Josh Oswald keeping it close to that one machine. But Telder doing a great job. He's tackling the corners very well. Looks very smooth, very consistent out there. And we see there, Telder really starts to extend that gap over the number 2. He's checked out. Want to give a big thank you to those of you who have tuned in to watch so far here on Intensity. I know it's a big night, a lot of stuff going on between Valentine's Day and NASCAR qualifying is on right now. So between both of those very important things, thank you for choosing us tonight for your entertainment pleasure. As we see Oswald starting to close back in that one machine. We saw Telder get down on that apron a little bit there through 3 and 4, and I don't know if that cost him some momentum. But Oswald, he's got a nice run off of turn number 2 into 3 and 4. We are halfway through this race, 25 down, 25 to go. And I'd say if you've been saving, if you've been conserving that car, saving those tires, it's go time. It's time to work your way up through the field. Try to see if you can compete for this win. Like we see Oswald doing right there. He is right on his back bumper, heading into 3 and 4. We could see the chrome horn get broken out. Oswald, he's being patient, though. Jeffrey Champagne on Facebook says hello. Hello, Jeffrey. Thanks for tuning in to watch tonight. Happy to have you on the stream here. Oswald still right there. I mean, he could make a move at any second. But you have to be so careful when making passes here in these tour mods. Looks like he goes to the outside, to the right rear of the one, to the door. They're door-to-door off of 4. Oswald with the nose, or off of 2, excuse me. Oswald with the nose through 3 and 4. And he's going to lead this lap on the outside. Making that outside groove work here. This is some good racing, and Rick Rube, Kieran Church, they're both right there as well. If either of these two makes a mistake, they will be able to pounce. And he's almost got him cleared on the outside. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, iRacing recently made an update to the track state and how the track evolves as the race goes on, and there may be some good grip and there may be a good run on that outside just because of that new update. Now, instead of if you're on that outside, it's like normally if you're on if you're on the outside, you know, it's a lost cause. You're going to lose that position probably. Floodgates are going to open. You're going to get freight trained. But now you can hold your own on the outside. You can be competitive up there, especially on tracks with a lot of banking, like 5 Flags. Another benefit of being on that outside is you have that arc into the corner. If you're on the bottom, you're kind of being pinched. You can't quite go nearly as high as the guy above you into the corner. So you can typically get a better exit on the outside. But if you're on the bottom, you can drive it in a little bit deeper. But that may not be what you necessarily want when tackling the corners here at 5 Flags. Not sure exactly how you drive this place. Looks like you're getting down to the bottom decently early, so it may be beneficial to kind of have that bottom groove to be able to get deeper into the corner, get to the bottom sooner. Plus, bottom, fastest way around the racetrack. Shortest way around the racetrack, so therefore it's the fastest way around the racetrack. But we've been side by side for multiple laps now. This has been great racing between Oswald and Telder. Neither driver giving the other an inch. As we have 10 laps to go now in this race. Who's going to get it done? Time is ticking for one of these two to clear the other. And I'm telling you, watch out for Rick Rube and Kieran Church. If something happens to either of these two up front, they're going to be ready to take advantage of it because they are right there. Look at that. 2 rows of 2 abreast modifieds here. Love to see it. This is the racing that you always come to expect here in the Thunderstruck Super Series. And it looks like Telder is going to clear Josh Oswald. So Josh Oswald going to have to try to figure out how to set something up here in the later stages of this race. Nearing 5 laps to go. And Josh Oswald may have to play some defense here as well, as the 81 of Rick Rube is right there close behind the 17. Looking to try to put some pressure on him. I know Oswald peeking in that rearview mirror. He sees the 81 getting bigger and bigger and bigger in that rearview mirror. But Oswald needs to hold him off if he wants to get the race win from Matt Telder. 5 to go. Time is running out for Josh Oswald to try to get this race win. Kieran Church, Rick Rube, both right there. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we will see one of these three make the move. Because that's what we're waiting for. Will Rube try to make a move on Oswald? Will Church try to make a move on Rube? Or will we see Oswald reel in Telder and try to get the win? 2 laps to go. It's looking good for Matt Telder. 6/10 separate him and Oswald. What about a 10th faster? Josh Oswald keeping it in second. Rick Rube looks underneath him. 1 lap to go. They're door to door through 1 and 2. Rube with the nose up off the corner. They remain side by side into 3 and 4. It's going to be close for a second. Telder will take the win. It's going to be a photo finish down to the line. Oswald will grab second on the outside. Rick Rube finishes third. Kieran Church takes fourth. Chuck Feltz rounding out your top 5 for feature number 1. We're going to invert the field, and Dave Jones will be starting on the pole for feature number 2. While we got this 3-minute warm-up, let's chat with Matt Telder, your feature 1 winner. Hey, Matt, this is out in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, good way to start the night here at Five Flags, getting it done in feature number 1. Started this race in second, kept it behind Church for a little bit, but you had a nice run. You were able to get around him, and after that, it was just holding off Josh. I mean, he was on your back bumper for the rest of that race pretty much, but you stayed smooth, stayed consistent, and were able to hold him off with a decent gap there at the finish. So just walk us through feature number 1 and how you got it done.
Yeah, I love this track. It doesn't matter what the car is. I've turned more laps here than every other track in iRacing combined for me. But yeah, the goal was once I seen Josh got behind me, and I know he's quick. He's won a lot of these. So I kind of still paced back to him, let him close the gap. And then my goal, he actually did exactly what I was hoping he'd do. And I wanted to put him on the outside and just kind of hang him out there for a while, because there hadn't been enough cars up there to really lay any rubber down. So he was going to eat his right front up trying to do that. So but I started letting off early to make sure I didn't get too far ahead of him and clear him. So the goal was just to keep him out there as long as possible. And ultimately, you see the end result. He ended up, burning it up a little bit, and I was able to pull away at the end there.
Now, what did you learn from feature number 1 that you might try to do a little bit differently here in feature number 2?
I really think we're going to go with the same game plan. Try and get to the front as quick as possible, and then kind of just pace field, I think, is what we're going to attempt to do.
I got you. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you again here at the end of feature number 2. Good luck in the second race.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we've got a warm-up right now. Driver's going to get an opportunity to get these cars dialed in before our second feature. And for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, let me know in the chat, who is your pick to win this second feature? So many great drivers in this field tonight. But like I said, field is going to be inverted. So Dave Jones, who finished 7th, he's going to be starting on the pole. And then Matt Telder, who won the race, he will be starting in 7th, and he will have the tough task of working his way up through the field. Make sure to go check out our website, intensitybroadcasting.com. There we do custom bulk orders. We've got a lot of racing apparel and so much more. Intensity is proud to help with all of your custom merchandise needs for your business, racing team, or anything in between. So visit our website, intensityracing.com. Get a quote. We've done a lot of great stuff recently for a few real-life racers, a few businesses. So if you want to get some good merchandise done, check out Intensity Apparel on our website, intensityracing.com. All right, we are beginning our second feature. Here's a look at the lineup. Starting on the pole with a 12.542, Dark Horse Motorsports is Mike Veith in the 67. Starting second in the 11, that was Velocity Motorsports' Dave Jones. Third, Reaper Racing's William the Grifdozer Griffith starts 12th. Fourth is the 75 Poman and Big Fish Motorsports driver of Chuck Pegleg Phelps. Running at your top 5, Velocity Motorsports' Kieran Church in the 22. Sixth is the 81 of Rick Rube. Seventh is the 17 of Josh Oswald, Velocity Motorsports driver. And rounding out your top 8, that's Matt Telder in the 1. And I have a correction, sorry, the top 8 will have an invert. So, Mike Veith, who finished 8th, finished in last, will have an opportunity to get it done here tonight as he starts on the pole. Here we go. Mike Veith, Dave Jones, two Dark Horse drivers in this race looking to get it done. William Griffith, Chuck Phelps, Kieran Church. And then we got the fast guys, Telder, Oswald, Rube, trying to work their way up through the field and get back to the front where they finished feature number 1. Pace car is in. Green flag is out, and your second modified feature is underway. Mike Veith able to clear William Griffith for this first place spot, but Griffith looks low. Oh, a little bit loose there off of 2, but he looks low heading into 3 and 4. Mike Veith will shut the door, and Griffith going to have to try to set up another pass here. He goes to the outside, trying to see if he can make it work up there. He is to the right rear. He's got the nose into the 3 and 4. Got a nice run up there. And can he clear him? Yes, he is able to. So making a nice pass on the outside. William Griffith, Josh Oswald just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 15.65. Oh, we got a caution flag out here. So it looks like Josh Oswald a little bit squirrely heading into 1 and 2. But it's what happens behind him. Rick Rube looks like he just comes down on the right front of the 1, sending him into the inside wall. Left front damage there to that 81. That is a tough break to start feature number 2 for two drivers that were on the podium in feature number 1. So now it'll be William Griffith with the race lead. He will be leading us back to green. Made a nice pass on Mike Veith on the outside lane. And yeah, you can make it work. We have seen it been done. Josh Oswald, he definitely did a good job up there on that outside. And now it's been fun to watch William Griffith make that nice move up there. Forgot to mention caution laps do not count. Only green flag laps will in this race. We get doubled up as lights on the pace car are out. Now they are. William Griffith restarting on the bottom. Mike Veith on the top behind them. It's Dave Jones, Kieran Church, Josh Oswald. So far, nobody with too much damage in this race. Now these drivers hoping it'll be a little bit of a cleaner race compared to feature number 1. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air, and William Griffith up to the gears, leading the field into 1 and 2. Dave Jones, he has cleared Oswald for second there. But as I say that, Oswald looks low underneath the 11 into 3 and 4. Dave Jones with the nose off the corner, but here comes Oswald. He's got a nice run, and he clears the 11 up into 1 and 2. Matt Telder with the fastest lap time of the race, 15.48, currently in 6th, underneath Mike Veith for 5th. Rick Rube now tracking down Dave Jones for this 3rd place position. Matt Telder behind Rube. So we see Rube looking low, trying to set it up. Dave definitely a little bit slower than that 81. And look at that, Matt Telder, he is right there ready to pounce if Rick Rube doesn't make this move quickly enough. There we go, Rube able to get underneath the 11 into 1 and 2. Oh, Oswald underneath Griffith for this race lead. Side by side off of 4. Oswald with the nose into 1 and 2. Nice run there on the bottom. And he clears Griffith up off, taking the race lead. And quickly he extends that gap over the 12. We'll keep it on a little bit close as William Griffith, not letting him get too far ahead. He actually closes in a little bit there through 3 and 4. And last time by, they ran identical lap times. But Oswald, once again, trying to extend that gap over the 12. We are officially a quarter of the way through this race, 12 down. Got about 38 laps to go. And there we go. Josh Oswald starting to check out away from the 12. We got Chuck Phelps, Mike Veith duking it out for 6th. Phelps with the nose on the outside, but we see Veith fighting back on the bottom. There we go, Phelps, nice exit off of 4. And he is able to clear that 67, so Chuck Phelps into that 6th place spot. Field is pretty spread out at the moment here. Josh Oswald about a 4/10 gap over William Griffith. We see Kieran Church starting to close in on Mike Veith for this 7th place spot. Big run off of turn number 4 for the 22. Here he comes. Into 1 and 2. Trying to get to that left rear. Not quite able to. So he has to continue to try to set up that pass for the time being. Kieran Church being very patient as he tries to make this move here on Mike Veith. Church looking low. Trying to get to that left rear. We may see him try to break out that chrome horn too. But we see he's pointed underneath him into 1 and 2 there. He had a nice exit. And that's what he needs to keep doing. Another good corner exit underneath him on the backstretch. Door to door into 1 and 2. We see Church clears him up off. And nice move there by Kieran Church. Getting up into that 7th place spot now. So Mike Veith, in 20 laps, has gone from the pole in this race to the rear of the field. Josh Oswald, 4/10 lead over William Griffith. This is his race to lose here, and his race to win. And the main thing that's going to determine Josh's fate here is how well he can save those tires. Because you could definitely see he burnt them up a little bit there towards the end of that first feature. I know he definitely doesn't want to make that same mistake here. Chuck Felt starting to close in on Dave Jones for this 5th place spot. He's got to the left rear, he's got to the door. Side by side across the start-finish line. Felt's able to clear him. Church now underneath the 11 on the back stretch. Kieran Church able to clear him up off. And Kieran Church is the guy who I believed would have benefited most from the invert, but out of your top 5, I mean, he's currently the lowest running, or out of your bottom 5, excuse me, he's your lowest running. Finished 4th in the feature, was running up with the front of the pack, and he is just not running as well as I thought he would here in the 2nd feature, not really taking advantage of that invert. Telder has now caught William Griffith for 2nd. Trying to get underneath him here through 1 and 2. Griffith is up the racetrack, exposing that bottom. Oh, but he shuts the door into 3 and 4. Less than 25 laps to go in this race. If you've been saving, it's time to hit the go pedal and get up through the field. Talking about guys like Rick Rube and Kieran Church. If I can tell, maybe you've been saving a little bit here. Telder with the nose. He clears William Griffith on the backstretch. So now Matt Telder, he's got 20 laps to try to reel in Josh Oswald for this race lead and resume a battle that has been going on since feature number 1. Now Rick Rube closing in on William Griffith for this 3rd place spot. Trying to get to that left rear through 1 and 2. Yes, he's able to. Side by side on the backstretch. And he clears them through 3 and 4. So Rick Rube trying to finish on the podium for the 2nd time tonight. And the fastest car on the racetrack right now is Matt Telder. But can he close in on Josh Oswald? That is the question. Elsewhere in the field, Mike Veith starting to reel in Dave Jones here for the 7th place spot. Last time by, Veith about 300ths faster. He's got a nice run off of 4. But still can't quite get too close to the back bumper of that 11. Got less than 15 laps to go for Telder to try to reel in Josh Oswald, and I just don't know if he's going to be able to. He's got to really hit the loud pedal here. He wants to track down the 17. We continue to watch this battle for 7th. Big run into 1 and 2 for Mike Veith. We see Dave Jones trying to maybe block a little bit and hold off this 67. To the left rear, to the door. And there we go. Mike Veith able to clear Dave Jones through 1 and 2. He gets up to the 7th place spot. So it looks like he's not going to go from last or first to last after all. So he knocks Dave Jones to that last and final position in the field. Rick Rube trying to close in on Matt Telder for 2nd here with 10 laps to go. Matt Telder hopes that the opposite is happening. He wants to be trying to get by Oswald But there's the potential that he could be the one getting past if Rick Rube gets by him. Eight laps to go in this race. As Rick Rube, big run into 3 and 4. Looking to try to best his position from feature 1 by 1 spot. Rick Rube finished in 3rd. So a second. Oh, and he pushes way up the track. Matt Telder does. And that cost him a lot of momentum. Put Rick Rube right there. And you know who loves to see this? Josh Oswald. Because the more that these two fight each other in battle, the more he will be able to extend his lead. Five laps to go. Can Telder close in that 17? I don't know. Gap pretty big. 1.3 seconds separates those two. He's going to really have to pull something out of the hat of tricks here. Oh, Josh Oswald going to have to deal with lap traffic. Race is not over yet. Oh, but we see Dave Jones just get up the racetrack. He respectfully lets Josh Oswald by. And I think that was about the only hope that Matt Telder had of securing the win tonight. Unless a massive mistake is made by Josh Oswald. And here he is, taking it off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. He came up just a little bit short in feature number 1. But he flips the script, and he gets it done tonight. In feature number 2, Matt Telder. Rick Rube kept it close, but he's going to secure second. And Rick Rube puts it in 3rd for the second time tonight. What a win for Josh Oswald. Heartbreak in race number 1. Celebration in race number 2. And Five Flags has a nice little victory lane you can pull into there. As I say that, there goes Josh Oswald. Through victory lane, heading back out onto the track. Oh, hard into the back bumper of Mike Vies. Little victory lap here for this 17 machine. It's definitely got to be excited. And I mean, this will all but solidify his championship this season in Modifieds. Because coming into this race, he had a 71-point lead, a 2nd and a 1st. Well, yeah, that'll all but secure it for him. All right. Gonna put up the results on your screen here so you can see where your favorite driver finished. Rounding out your top 5 was William Griffith and Kieran Church. Let's start off by talking to your 3rd place finisher in this race, Rick Rube. Rick, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy.
Gotcha, Atlee.
Awesome. Well, good run tonight here in both races here at Five Flags, parking on the podium. Race number 1 and race number 2. We're going to talk about race number 2 here, though. Started towards the rear of the field just because of that invert, and we saw quickly early on, got into a little incident there with Matt Telder, but shook everything off, and you were able to quickly work your way up to the field, and you were right on Telder's back bumper there in those final 10 laps or so, but couldn't quite get by him and parked it in 3rd for the 2nd time tonight. So just walk us through your race and the experience of having to get up through the field after the invert and get involved in that incident.
Yeah, I got a little bit of left front damage from the wall in that incident, and I didn't want to use my fast repair that early. I had to do that in the first race, and was pretty worried about that. So just tried to take it easy for a while, maybe have a little better tires at the end, which I did. They were slightly better, but not enough to catch Josh.
Now, with these tires here tonight at Pensacola, decently abrasive surface. I mean, what was the key to saving tires here?
Yeah, you just gotta not charge the corner so much, and just keep a pretty straight, steady wheel. You know, don't put too much input in the corners. You know, drive let the setup and the rear end drive the car, not the steering wheel.
Now, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, I want to thank the Islander Inn, the Naughty Perch Bar for their sponsorship, and Thunderstruck for putting these on, and you guys for broadcasting. Thank you very much.
I'm definitely happy to call the race tonight here, and definitely glad to see you have a good finish tonight. So congrats on the podium, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again tomorrow in the late model series.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right, let's now pull in your second place finisher. Got it done in race number 1, runner up in race number 2. Let's talk to Matt Telder. Matt, this is Atlin, the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, nice to talk to you again.
Yeah, definitely glad to have you back up here in the broadcast booth after winning feature number 1. And this time you had the invert to deal with. Started in the back, and we saw you quickly got caught up in something there through the first 5 laps, but were able to get up through the field pretty quickly, made some good passes, and eventually there towards halfway got by William Griffith there for that second place spot, but you just couldn't reel in Josh Oswald, and you actually had to hold off Rick Rube there towards the end of that race and fight for second. So no, not quite the sweep of the night that you probably wanted, but still a solid finish. Just, walk us through your race and, maybe what you could have done differently to get to Oswald.
Yeah, the whole thing in the first 5 laps, I got a good run off for, and I thought I was going to be able to get farther to his inside, and then I realized I wasn't going to get there, so I tried to back out of it, and we didn't quite get backed out far enough. I caught Rick with the Nerf bar there. So I apologize to him. Thankfully, no damage for either one of us. We were both able to continue. And then, yeah, it's just hard. Josh got right, had a couple clean ways right to the front, and I had to work a lot harder for it. So just got up there and just didn't have enough tire left at the end. So, but yeah, we'll take a first and a second every night of the week. We're okay with that.
Oh, yeah, first and second, definitely a good night. So I know you mentioned that 5 Flags is one of your favorite tracks. Why is it one of your favorite tracks?
I'm a big fan of the Snowball Derby. I run all the sessions for that every year. There's something about the flow of the track. It's one of those ones where when you hit it right, it's the same fluid motion through the entire lap. So it's just one of those. It's like more of a feeling type deal. I don't know. It's hard to put it into words like what exactly it is about it. It's just I like the flow of it, lap time, stuff like that. And it's really a driver's track because very, very easy to burn your stuff up. Very, very easy to loop the car, stuff like that. It's one of those perfection things for me.
Yeah, I can see what you mean with it being flowy. Just the fact that it's pretty much circular, so you're kind of always turning and kind of flowing through the corners. So I can definitely see that. But before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, just thank the guys over at our new rebranded company, Outlier Speed Company. So thank you for the broadcast, and Oswald and the guys for putting the league on.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the second place finish tonight. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, Allie.
And now let's pull in your winner of feature number 2, the man from Laurie's Station, Pennsylvania, Josh the Jet Oswald. Josh, this is Atlin in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Awesome. Well, came just a little bit short there in feature number 1, but you got it done in feature number 2. 1.3 seconds was the gap between you and Matt Telder there, and you had to take advantage of that invert. Started closer to the rear, but you made quick work working your way up to the field, and you also kind of took advantage of Telder and Rick Rube getting in that incident, and you were able to quickly get by William Griffith. Took a few laps, you were patient with it, and after that, you had full control of that race, looked like you did a good job saving tires, and even when Telder was able to eventually get up to second, he just couldn't reel you in. You just had a stout modified all 50 laps of this race. I mean, just walk us through how you got it done tonight.
Yeah, first feature, Telder got out front and he was doing a real good job guarding the bottom. I knew I wasn't gonna get him off the bottom. I didn't, we've raced each other really, really clean all season. We've been around each other a lot, so I wanted to keep it that way. And I didn't want to move him up off the bottom. I figured I'd take my shot on the high side, and I hung up there as long as the tires would hold me. And I eventually just had to concede and keep my points going. And I knew second feature, I knew if I could get out front and set my pace like I like to, I could save tire and still keep a good pace. I mean, it was getting a little tight there at the end of the race, but so was Telder. So, I mean, it all worked out. I built a big enough gap that I could take it a little easy towards the end and not have to worry so much. And, I love the modifies. It's by far my best car. And now you finally got to get a taste of it.
Yeah, I was really excited to be able to fill in for Alex tonight because the modifieds are definitely my favorite short track cars. In iRacing, I love racing them. I love announcing them. So I was really glad to get it done or able to watch it tonight and see you get it done. But before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs for your win?
Oh yeah. I just wish we had a few more cars for you. It happens a lot towards the end of the season in any league, but I'd like to thank you for filling in for Alex tonight. I'm glad you got to, experience it. Hopefully, with the side-by-side racing, we put on a show to make it interesting. Everybody at Tunderstruck, Velocity Motorsports, Jet Designs, Holland Mass Dumpsters, Captain Cheerleader Jason Warren, and just my friends and family watching home.
Awesome. Well, congrats on getting it done tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again tomorrow in the Late Model Stock Car Series.
Hope so. Looking forward to it.
All right. See you later, Alex. Or Josh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that will do it for tonight's event. One more time, congratulations to Josh Oswald on the win, and also to Matt Telder on the feature number 1 win. Big thank you to league admins Daniel Pope, Josh Oswald, Sam Wetstein, William Griffith. Thank you to them for all that they do. I want to give a big thank you to the question liaison, Jason Lotridge. He answers lots of questions, so thank you to him. I want to give a big thank you to Jet Designs for sponsoring this modified series. Don't settle for the ordinary. Drive bold, drive different. Drive with Jet Designs. Spice up your ride and stand out from the competition with a stunning design from Jet Designs. Check out their Facebook page at Jet Designs to get a quote for an awesome paint today. The link to the Facebook page is in the description. There you see the logo right there. I want to give a big thank you to those of you who tuned in to watch tonight on this Valentine's Day. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, because that would be greatly appreciated. We are trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, 1,000 followers on Twitch. Check out our Twitter page, Intensity Broad 1. Always dropping polls and interacting with viewers on there. And make sure to visit our web store, IntensityRacing.com. There we do custom bulk orders. We got a lot of cool racing apparel to buy. So much more. If your business or racing team is looking for a design done, then definitely check out and get a quote from us. We'd be happy to make something for you. The season finale for the Tour Mods will be next week at Kern County. So turn on that notification bell so you do not miss when we go live for the season finale for the Tour Mods. And if you're a fan of Thunderstruck, make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the second to last race of the Late Model Stock Car Series. They will be at Slinger Speedway. That's quite the bull ring, so you're not going to want to miss that. Turn on those notifications bells so you know when we go live tomorrow as well. I'm Atlee Manweesh on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a happy rest of your week. Over and